Here Nigeria, in collaboration with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, launched the National Dissemination of a Landmark Gender and Social Norm Study. The event, which held in Abuja, the nation's capital, brought together high-level stakeholders from government agencies, research institutions, development partners, and civil society organizations. The report.
The study, known as the Gender Norms Learning and Analysis Study, explored the impact of gender norms on adolescent girls and young women in Nigeria. The research focused on critical areas such as gender-based violence, child early and forced marriages, and sexual reproductive health, as well as women's economic empowerment. According to experts, the findings of the study will be instrumental in shaping more transformative and gender-sensitive health and social protection intervention across Nigeria. Speaking at the event, Country Director Hussaini Audu said, insight from the study will help in better understanding of the complex dynamics of gender norms and their impact on the lives of adolescent girls and young women.
For us to understand these norms and practices to help us overcome possible challenges that we experience. And this is what informs our multi-sectoral norms diagnosis. The project was supported by Gate Foundation, and the study was carried out in Nigeria and in Kenya. And the study came out with strong findings across the north and the south of the country. And we are gathered here today for us to share and discuss the findings of this particular study. Most times, studies of this nature are just the beginning of what is to come. Because basically, when you have a proper understanding of context, you are also able to design programs that are very reflective of this context. And it is what we in CARE takes very, very seriously.
This research has been able to bring out that there are quite a number of social norms that govern how adolescent and young girls behaves in terms of reproductive health, in terms of gender-based violence, women economic empowerment, and child early marriage. Some of the norms include whether it is typical for an adolescent to do HIV testing. In some places like Lagos and Enugu, it's not a normal thing, it's not typical, but places like Kano, where the religious community has actually enforced the testing of HIV before marriage, and which has eventually become a legislation in the state, we see it as being more acceptable, and it is more common for people to go and do a HIV test. In terms of women economic empowerment, where we look at whether women are able to work outside the homes or are able to own assets or are able to make decisions. Yes, because of the economy of the country now, you see more women are working, more women are participating in bringing in financial support to the households. And this gives them some sort of power to make certain decisions in the home. And we're seeing a shift. Beyond that, the economy has also provided us a shift in the uptake of family planning. Family planning, as we know, the uptake is not at its optimal level. But because of the economy in the country now, we're seeing that people are now thinking twice on the number of children they have, starting to plan the family size, the size of the family they do, and also using preventive measures for unwanted pregnancy, especially for adolescent girls and young boys, because a lot of shame that comes with unplanned pregnancy are quite enormous. And this also leads to girls dropping out of school. Once a girl gets pregnant while she's in secondary school, she drops out, and which makes her not to complete her secondary school. In most cases, that is the end of the girl's education, and she might not even go back to school. Well, we are trying to see that women are economically empowered and are able to have their own financial independence. It doesn't mean that the women will abandon some of the roles, the traditional roles they are known for, in terms of bringing up the children, in terms of having or upholding certain traditions. They are two independent things. A woman that has, I'm a woman, I'm educated, I'm financially independent, and it doesn't mean that I have forgotten some of those my traditional or cultural things that surround me. So there is this kind of notion that when you uplift a woman, you're certainly taking her to a position where she would now lord over a man or lord over a man and be disrespectful and co. So the respect is earned. It is not in such a way. What we are advocating for are the independence of women. Women are very much at the lower point of the ladder. So bringing up women to be more financially independent, to be able to cater for the house and also provide financially in the household.
Just within 1 year, this change is happening, and we are seeing opportunities. Girls are deciding, women are stepping out of the home, husbands are supporting women to go out to work. So we understand this. What can we do? I think it's for us to go back to the table, reflect on how we are working, reflect on how we are designing our program, and look at, okay, what can we do to sustain this change? Okay.
One is that we must also change our perspective about education from certificate as the outcome to knowledge as the outcome that we want to get people to get. It is that knowledge that would enable them to interrogate those gender terms and to be able to define which ones are positive, which ones are negative, and what they need to do.
But we've also seen situations where that in itself presents as a woman stepping out of the norm, and there are sanctions to that. And the sanctions are that you're going to experience violence to bring you back to order. So we've also seen situations where it's so difficult to say whether economic empowerment in itself would actually protect women from violence, because we've also seen situations where it actually leads to violence. So in a lot of our programming, we have to go beyond just providing the skills, having women in groups where they're able to do savings activities, invest in income generating activities, but also engage at the household level, even through the couples, like a husband and a wife, we are engaging them in gender dialogues where we are discussing power and how it plays out. And this has proven to actually address the issues that come about that present as violence in situations where women are economically empowered.
The event provided a platform for stakeholders' engagement in developing collaborative strategies for dismantling harmful gender norms that create barriers promoting health and economic advancement for women and girls. Participants emphasized the importance of addressing these norms to achieve sustainable development and gender equality in Nigeria. The national events marked a significant step towards promoting gender equality and challenging harmful gender norms in Nigeria.